Hi everybody, welcome to Demo, the show where companies come in and they show us their latest products and services. And I'm joined today by Harry Wang. He is the Vice President of Growth and New Ventures at Sonar. Welcome to the show, Harry.
Thank you for having me, Keith.
So tell us a little bit about Sonar and then what you're going to show us here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Sonar is the company behind a very well-known product, SonarQube, among the developer and DevOps community.
Okay.
We serve about over 7 million developers, 400,000 organizations, and over 20,000 commercial customers.
All right, and so I'm assuming that this product that you're going to show is designed for, is it individual developers, or is it teams, is it a whole department within an IT group?
Both, yeah. Right? So we are the company started by developers for developers. So absolutely, we are developer-first organizations. And what we do is helping developers really actually write better code and stay productive and then build a better application as a result of that. And for the organizations, the whole department you're referring to, it's really about coordination, ensuring quality of the software, quality of the code.
All right, and if you had to kind of narrow it down, what is the key problem that you're solving for developers? What are they seeing out there in the market that you guys can help them with?
Yeah, absolutely. In 2 words, code quality. Right?
Okay.
So, software is becoming the assets of organizations and companies as they go through the digital transformations. And what's really behind the software is the code. And code, I would say, is really the largest asset for the company as they go into the digital future. Yeah. Especially with the rise of AI, and it's not only actually humans writing code, and the AI is writing code as well. And this is all going to be the underpinning asset for the outcome, which is application developers.
Are a lot of companies doing their code quality checkups? Are they doing it usually when they've finished coding and then they look for issues, or are you seeing more and more do it while they're developing something?
Excellent questions. Yeah. And then for the audience of the demo show, I'm sure many of them are in the taking leadership roles within organizations. And the shift left is probably a very, very familiar concept. We, as a developer-first company, has always been on the left. So we start at the left, right? Yeah. So for us, it's really about getting the code right, solving the problem, preventing the problem from the very beginning. Why? Because the cost of actually fixing issues is much lower on the left side. Right. And also even better if you actually don't have those issues in the first place.
Right. And so what would companies be doing if they didn't have a platform like Sonar? Would they be going through the old method of doing all of their code checks afterwards, or would they be going with another company? Like what kind of
Often the time, the process involve defining the requirement, developer writing the code, and then go through the test department, going through many different kinds of tests, integration tests, usability tests, and then maybe if everything goes well, it goes in production. So the actual cycle for feedback, issue detection, during tasks and in production back to the developer is very long. Sometimes we're talking about months, sometimes we talk about real issues developed in the field, right? So that cycle is long. What we helping developers and organizations is really shorten that feedback cycles.
All right, so the goal is to speed up this whole process.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, so let's see what you got. Let's see some cool stuff here.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna jump into the SonarQube UI. Right, so this is a self-hosted version. We also have the SaaS solution equivalent as well, right? So this is a home view where you see many different projects. As the head of engineering or head of a platform engineering or developer experience, day to day, they manage many different applications, many different projects, right? So we have a concept called a portfolio, which is really helping different stakeholders within the organization to really create their collection of a project they care about, right? So, and they can self-define this one. In this case, let's say this is the CIO of the organization, and she or he is interested in seeing all the projects, right? So what you see here is really several different metrics that the organization leader care about, organized by a different project, give you the overall view, but also you can drill down to see the individual project, how things are performing in terms of releasability. That's really actually whether a particular project is seeing issues that preventing them from getting to production at all. Okay. Right? Or, if you are the CISO of the organization, you care a lot about security, right? So you can see that metric measured across different projects as well, right? And then reliability usually implies, the performance of the application, if you have a resync condition between threads or you have memory leaks issues, right? So we measure different aspect of code and aspect of software depending on the stakeholder.
Right.
But in either case, whether it's a team lead or leader organization, you can get really nice report that cater to you, right?
And it looks like you're giving letter grades, and I remember from my days in school,
Same
A's are
concept.
good, right?
Same concept, yes.
So if you go back to your projects or portfolio,
absolutely.
you had a lot of D's on one of them. So I would assume that if you've got a D, or you would probably want to. The goal is to get that to an A, correct?
Absolutely, right. So let's take an example. My favorite kind of project is the Java, so I'm picking one of those projects, right? So you see in this case, actually, there's an E,
What's
right? E really actually, so really something to draw a lot of attention and scrutiny, right? So, and it's just overall also, I would just point out there's this is so-called quality gates.
Yep.
That's a concept that we introduced really as an organization, as a team, you can define what are the stopping criteria for you to really need to actually put a pause for the team and then start revisiting those issues, right? That's a combination of different metrics. That could be security issues, that could be maintainability issues, or that could be simply whether there's enough unit test coverage, right? So in this case, this project failed. It cannot move forward until someone is on the team going to resolve the issue, right? So let's dig into it, and if you go into that one, as you can tell, the project failed, but also it tells you what's happening with the new code, what's happening with the overall code, right? So development team, they actually they work on individual chunks of the particular code base. The code base can be like millions or tens of millions of lines of code. But at any given moment in time, in this like a sprint, they may be only working on a small portion. They have the choice to really say, I only want to focus on what's happening in this sprint. Or I can go back to the overall code base to do a technical data, paying off technical data to do refactoring, right? So in this case, you can look at just on the new code and then start drilling down on what are the issues and the different kinds of issues, right? So for example, in this case, I know the new issue failed, right? I want, as a developer or as a tech lead, I want to actually do an investigation. You can go into that view and see what's going on there.
If you clicked on that, what would it just tell you all of the 18 issues? Wow.
Right, so right there, right? So this can be reviewed as a team. When they go through the sprint, they can go through the burn down list. What are the different issues, and start assigning who's working on which, right? So, and then do that early. Or as an individual, you can do that as well, right? So, and then you can also see the different kinds of issues, whether it's a security issue or it's really about readability, maintainability, right? And of course, in this age of the world, the security always draw much more scrutiny, right? So take maybe for this as an example, right? So you can see a brief description. This is a user control code. This is basically injection issues, right? So user may have arbitrary input that can pollute the secret query, can lead to actually security vulnerability, right? So, and you can also go into there, you can see actually explanation on what's going on, why that's the issue. And part of our role is really also about educating some of the junior developer or people coming to the team early. Right? This kind of explanation on what happened, why this is an issue, why this is a security vulnerability, because the data is passing from one place to another place, is very helpful for developers.
And it feels like this adds a lot of discipline to a lot of these development teams. Is that part of the goal here, is to make sure that your teams can get better at developing their code?
Yes, absolutely. So one thing we found really is that usually it's the leader of an engineering organization care a lot about both the happiness of the team, but also the productivity of the team. Often the time, there's actually third-party research shown that over 40% of the team's time is actually spending really just fighting the issues with code, paying technical debt, or struggling with the technical debt, right? So as the leader of the organization or as a team as a whole, they care a lot about staying really actually disciplined as they write the code, right? So what this SonarQube product allowed them to do is establish those rules as a team, as an organization, codify those rules, put that into the so-called quality gate, so they can decide on when they want to intervene. And then at the individual level, they can follow those rules and then start seeing what's happening in my code, what's breaking, what's not breaking, and what action I should be taking, right?
Now I notice on the screen here you've got something that says Generative AI fix. You can't get away with being on this show without talking about Generative AI.
Absolutely, yeah, not in this age, right? So so this is a feature we launched very recently, 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. And what this helps is really helping developer in their workflow. Just imagine they work in the IDE to write the code. They check in the code, they do tests, they also actually start building the code, and they do the merge requests, right? Often the time in this case, SonarQube stop the build, right? So then they need to investigate what's happening. In this case, they found the issue, and finding the issue is just only the starting step. What we actually helping developer is also fixing the issue, right?
Yeah.
So without necessarily going to the third party, all the assistant tools, right in the workflow, they can see the suggestion and then they can reject. Should we try it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's hit the button.
I always love looking at code and having no idea what it means.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. The AI should explain that to everyone, right? So. In this case, the AI is taking the snippet of the code and then providing suggestions that you can see the diff. The red means the old one, and the green one means the suggested changes, right?
Okay.
And then developer is still in control, as as always it should be the case.
Right. So it's not actually just generating the code and then deploying it or adding it. It's still up to the developer to decide whether or not this is the right thing, right?
So this is not an autonomous agent. We actually strongly believe as AI become more adopted in these organizations, humans need to take ownership, right? There needs to be accountability, and in this case, the developer need to be really treating the AI as a peer, as a helper, not necessarily as someone replacing function, right?
Right.
So they need to review it and decide whether to check in that code or not. Right?
Okay.
So better yet, actually, if you see, you can see the changes here. But developer, they work in the IDE. They don't necessarily work in the other to ultimately make changes in the IDE, right? So notice this button here, right? So you can actually bring that to the IDE. In my case, I use a VS Code, right? In this case, it goes right into the, let's just see, make sure this is the right place. Okay, of course, I see in the demo, it does not actually always work right, but it's supposed to bring me back.
It'll bring you into a different screen.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
Where I can see the issue.
All right, cool. You got a lot of other stuff here. I'm sure there's a lot of other features. Where can people go for more information on the product?
Yeah, visit us at sonar.com.
Okay.
Right. We just recently did a revamp of our product brands and to really consolidate our SaaS offerings, on-prem offerings, and also ID offerings all under SonarQube brand.
Yep.
You can learn about really our products, our solutions, as well as seeing the demos.
So you got options for all types of deployments and
absolutely right. Yeah. And the users can start with the free options on the SaaS offering in minutes.
That was my next question. Do they have a free version that they could try? Trial version?
Yeah. We have trials, we have free versions, and we very much for the open source communities, and the developer can start it for free. Absolutely.
All right. Harry Wang from Sonar, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you, Keith.
That's all the time we have for today's episode. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, add any thoughts you have below. Join us every week for new episodes of Demo. I'm Keith Shaw. Thanks for watching.